And there we go. I'm hoping that this is going to work. Oh boy. Welcome everyone. Glad to have you all on board. And it is a Saturday, January the 14th. And of course I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX live stream. Welcome to everyone, and glad to have you all on board. And yeah, happy Saturday. I went and had a nap. I'm a little tired. I got up a little too late. Darn it. And hope everyone is doing well. I know there's some things that are always fun for a Saturday. Anyway, yesterday we had that wonderful donkey race that we showed, and I thought it was worthy of a showing, and unfortunately it ended up getting a copyright claim against the stream yesterday. Actually, two of them, because I showed it twice. So, but not a big deal. It was easily trimmed out using the software that is a part of YouTube. So those claims are being dealt with, and that's all good. Unfortunately, we don't get to see it again, and that is a shame. But it is what it is, and it was worthy of being able to see it yesterday live anyway, and I thought it was hilarious, so a little bit of fun. But anyway, welcome to every one of you that is here. And I actually forgot to write down who was first in the chat, and I think it was Alba Girl. There we go. I remembered Alba Girl, and I'd be better get her some cookies. So let's see. I said no longer be on streams. It was nice knowing you all. Okay, stay safe and bless and take care. All right, Philomena, you take care, and you're welcome to stay, but if you wish to head out, you can. That is all good. I'm not going to hold you to it. Anyway, Alba. Whoop, I'm trying to type here. It's not typing. Alba girl. There we go. And we will give you some cookies. And there you go, Alba Girl. And congratulations on getting the cookies. And no worries there. So, all good. Anyway, glad to have you all on board, and welcome. And let's see what we can find out. Not a super large amount of anything spectacular happening from last night to today. So we will play it by ear, and the stream will be fairly quick. So it's going to be what it is, and we'll do what we can to try to keep it entertaining. And of course, we are looking at the primary culprit in front of us. And if we look at the screen, right where it says VolcanoX, and then there's the dash. Well, right underneath that, you can see a point where we had a fairly large outbreak of lava, which was pretty cool. And if you look at the end of that statement where it says the stream, the M, you can see another spot where we had an outbreak, which was really cool. So all good. Thank you, Dr. Fox. Struggling with sending a chat after the update. Alba Girl, I don't know what device you're using, but that is unfortunate. So hopefully things will get better. And let's see. What the heck is going on here? Something of Canary Islands? I'm just looking here, trying to figure out what they're talking about. Where was the undersea volcano? There's an undersea volcano called Colombo in Greece that is acting up. Well, it's actually, according to geology hub. It's called Colombo, and it is gaining some magma in the magma chamber. And I hope Piggy is aware of this one because it's not too far away from her. So hopefully we won't see it pop in a long, long time. Oh, okay, I'll here no. Okay, that is in that's the Canary Islands. Yeah, that's a different one. Okay, interesting, Colin. I didn't hear any updates on that one, but that's all right. Anyway, let's get at saying hello to everyone real quick. About oh, did you? I didn't see that one, Sue. Where did that come in? I've been bombarded with emails here, and I wasn't able to see. I didn't see anything today for that one. Was it today or was it yesterday? Okay, I'm looking at emails. I can't see what you're saying. If you are saying something about 3 days ago, okay, I missed it. It may have been in the mayhem of while I was still sick or something, and I did miss a lot of stuff back then. So. We'll take a look, and ING in Tenerife think magma is rising. Okay, cool. Yeah, actually, Sue, if you can resend that one, that would be great. And hey, Joseph Fields, welcome. I'm glad to have you on board. Anyway, I should say hi to our moderators first, Arizona Snowman, and Piggy, and C&D Boy, and 24/7 Live AZ Skies, Gary, Joseph Fields, Texas, and Lucas Snow, and maybe a few others. But welcome everyone, and glad to have the moderators on board. And let's see if we can continue on with some of our saying hello to everyone. Let's do that. So I'll start out with John Raper and Grandma B and Sue Hayes and Tom Dice and Henry Nelson and Hermione and Fluffy and Dave Kruk is in the house. And let's see, Henry Nelson, we got that guy. Wonky Donkey is here. Welcome, Wonky. And Colin is here. We got John already. Lizoid is on board. Welcome, Brian Perfectability 999 also here. Storm Chaser 1211. Welcome back. And let's see who else we got. Scott Hartman we got. And going up, Alba Girl, of course. I got the cookies, so that is good. And we're scrolling up. Grandma B is in the house. Good to see you, Grandma B, and glad you got here on time. I know Saturdays are a little off because it's earlier. And let's see who else we've got just as we scroll up. Philomena is in the house. Welcome. And let's see. We got John, Henry. We got... going, looking for more names. Gail Moore, welcome back. Good to have you on board. Did I say Scott Hartman? I think I did. Welcome. And still scrolling up, looking for others. And Layla, welcome. And who else have we got? Still scrolling, looking for more wonderful people. And I will find others. Adele is here. Welcome, Adele51. And who else we got? Ez is in the house. Welcome. I'm glad to have you back. And who else we got on board here? Just scrolling up to see who we've got. And just checking here. Scrolling, and a lot of repeats, which means lots of chatting going on, which is great. And that's what we like to see in a chat room. And I'm up as far as I can go, and I don't see anyone else. I think I've got everyone that is there so far. Dan W58, welcome. And Dave Kruk, I think I might have mentioned you already, and good to have you on board. And just double checking back on the bottom here, make sure I didn't miss anyone else. And I think I've got all of you. If I did happen to miss your name, didn't say hi to you, I do apologize. We try to say hello to everyone, and sometimes I miss you guys by scrolling through because it is a fairly quick process, and we try to do what we can. Anyhow, let's get at things, and since we're already looking at Hawaii, let's get that big banner off the top of the screen here, and we'll point at the areas in question. Hey, my pointer isn't pointing. How come? Probably because I turned it off. Let's show the mouse or cursor. There we go. And there we go. So right in here, this area is where we had the outbreak. And then the other one was here. Remember yesterday I was mentioning that this had built itself up quite well as a berm around the entire outflow, and that it was going to pop eventually and overflow. And if we take a look at one of the other pictures, you can see it a lot better. I think it's this one here. Yeah, in here, and you can see this around the edges here. This is quite a build-up, and it's kind of neat the way it built itself, its own little berm all the way around, and our outbreak happened around here. So that is pretty cool to see that, and I thought, hey, that's kind of neat. Remember yesterday it was much bigger, and so what ended up happening is we had basically a slowdown and then a speed up and slow down, and it built itself a new rim around the edge of where the outflow is. And that's what happens when you got varying speeds of lava coming out of there. You know, it's pulsing in a way. So pretty good. Hey, James Gype is also on the channel. Welcome, James, and thank you. And now I understand. Oh, okay. Hopefully you do. Anyway, that is what we're seeing. So we're seeing that area right there. If we go back to the live shot, so that's right in here. And if we go back a little ways, we can see where it actually broke out. And I'm just trying to find the approximated spot. So right about here, it was still intact. You can see the berm as it built itself up fairly well. And if we go ahead a little bit, we can see it break open. I'm just advancing 5 seconds at a time here, trying to get to the right spot. And we'll see what happens here. And hopefully that's just about there. We can see it smoking, and there it goes. And you can see the lava flowing over. So that is pretty neat, pretty cool to be able to see that. And treat Dr. Fox gently. He's still recovering. Yes, be nice to me. Thank you, Piggy. That is an awesome super chat. Piggy, I appreciate that. £2 super chat. Very kind of you. And thank you very kindly for that nice comment. Anyway, there you see the outflow, and that is because that berm just couldn't hold it anymore, and we see that continue on, and that is pretty cool to be able to watch that just pour out like that, and that does take some of the pressure off. I also want to point out a couple other spots. If you look at the back here, I didn't see exactly when this popped, but this also had an outflow in the back area as well. And of course the other one over here somewhere, and that'll be interesting to kind of see when that happened as well, and that's neat. I think it's kind of cool. So pretty awesome to see. Grabs invisibility cloak and hides under it because a Piggy being nice. Unexpected trouble. Oh, you don't need to worry about Piggy today. There, Wonky Donkey. She is going to be behaving. She has to not allowed to move much until Wednesday hospital orders. Yeah, she's got to go to the hospital for some issues, and I'm not going to get into what it is, but yeah, poor Piggy. It never rains, but it storms, and I hope things get resolved there, Piggy. Wow. Anyway, okay, back to the volcano stuff. So yeah, gentle hug. That's exactly it. Very gentle. She's a fragile piggy. And anyway, looking at that outflow, it kept on pouring out of there for quite some time. And there must have been a fair amount of extra lava sitting in the lava holding area, if you want to call it that, because, like I said, we had the extra outbreak here as well as in the back. And I wasn't sure exactly when that one occurred, but if we jump ahead a little bit, we might be able to see when the second one happened. And the second one would be right around here. Oh, the back already popped at that point in time. Let's back that up. But if you take a look in this area, well, let's watch this one first, and then we'll go back and check the other one. And there's the next one there. So as that lava builds up, of course, it does develop a certain amount of crust on top, and that slows the flow a little bit to this area. And of course, it built up enough to break out here as well. So pretty awesome to see that. And that back area as well. So there has to be enough volume coming out to be able to do that. I'm curious though where the other one back there broke out, when it happened. So let's see if we can find that. I'm going to go back a little bit in time here, and hopefully we won't go back too far. Yeah, it looks like it already busted there. Yep, it's busted. And if we go back a little bit more, let's see. Oop, a little bit more. No, it was already pushing out. See, there it is there, solid. Now if we go ahead 5 seconds at a time, we can possibly see when that one broke out. And let's see. It's tough to tell, but still looks solid there. I might have gone back a little too far, but still, it's very, very interesting to be able to see when it does that. And I thought it was kind of neat. There it goes. Let's back that up a few seconds so we can actually watch it. And there. Okay, so up in the top area there. That is pretty neat to see it pour out, and that one actually poured pretty good. That was kind of nice. Hey, Tom Truelove also on the channel, as well as Linda Schoof. Welcome, Linda. Glad to have you guys on board. And yeah, so lots of fun with the extra volume of lava building up with these dams around the edges. And of course, it can only hold so much. And I'm wondering if we had an outbreak here as well, because we see quite a bit of lava bubbling. It could have happened there as well. Although I don't think it did. It's neat though. Pretty awesome looking. So hopefully this thing keeps chugging away and fills up that floor of the caldera nice and evenly, and we can continue to watch these outbreaks as they happen, which is pretty cool, in my opinion anyway. And let's see, hi all, been lurking, lots of projects. Oh, okay, lots of things on the go. All right, Piggy snuggling up to Donkey. And Judy M, welcome. I'm glad to have you on board. So yeah, those are the interesting things that have been happening at Kilauea. And of course, like I say, with being able to look at it from the other angles, this one of course being from earlier, And I'm wondering if we have a rim built up around the old lava pond as well, because it does look like the level in that had increased and decreased and increased again. And I'm kind of wondering if we're going to see the same thing from it. I'm going to refresh that picture. We'll see if it has anything new. Of course, they want me to begin and see. Well, let's put that there and see if I'm good. Successful. Yay. All right, so we got back there. Too much smoke in the way to be able to tell what's going on there right now, unfortunately. So maybe from one of the other angles, don't know, this was, of course, the current shot there. The thermal was a little fuzzy. That was from earlier 7 a.m. And we do see that there is quite a bit of depth there in the lava pond. You can see the edges. So I don't think it spilled out of there yet. We do see out in the back here, that's that spot where it poured out. And then, of course, in the front here, it poured out. Not sure what this puddle here is doing yet. So we'll see what the future holds for it. Going to refresh that and see. And yeah, here's a good example of where you can see that outpouring. There's the one spot, and here's the big flow area right there. And that looks pretty cool. And you can see a little bit in the back there as well. So kind of neat, kind of interesting. And let's go over to the B1 camera. And there you can see how much of a berm it built up in, you know, just from yesterday to today. It did a pretty good job at raising and lowering and raising and lowering the levels to build that berm all the way around it. Let's refresh that, and there we go. You can see, and we possibly have an outbreak there as well. Let's see what happens in the future here, or right here. These two areas. Anyway, lots of smoke coming from that back spot. Don't know why. Maybe it hit some older cool lava and started smoking away. We'll see what happens. My chat is bizarre after update and not working well at all. Oh boy, Alba Girl, you might have to reboot again. Not sure what you're using there for a machine, but it's troublesome. I had some real funky problems yesterday with my printer when it's actually on the other computer. Done twice. I'm using an iPad. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's Windows with their updates. It's update the updates, and yesterday morning I had updated the computer because it wanted an update, and then by about 1 o'clock it wanted to do another update. And I'm kind of wondering, you know, if I was the update guinea pig or something all of a sudden. But it's just unreal. I don't get it, you know, and I had rebooted 3 times in the morning just to make sure. But iPad, a cool reboot helps sometimes. Okay. There you go. Henry's good at those, so you might take him up on that suggestion. Anyway, that is what the B1 camera was looking like, and that is not so bad. Pretty awesome, actually. And let's get it back to our live. And we we want to go live. And let's see. There we go. And we don't see as quick of a flow coming out of here at all anymore. This one seems to have really slowed down. And same thing in the back one here. So I'm sure this is going to build itself a little berm back here. And this will rebuild if the pressure in here lowers a bit. Then things will cool off and rebuild automatically. And then as it increases and decreases, it'll add new layers to the edges once more and continue on with that. So pretty awesome, pretty cool to be able to see that. He's a nice donkey, though you painted yourself. He painted himself? Why did he do that? Sometimes my fingers get too cold to work through it. Yeah. Oh, that happens. My fingers have a very, what do they call it? They're very dry, so when I touch screen stuff, it doesn't always work. It's very difficult to work with stuff, but that's okay. Anyway, we do see that lava flowing, so pretty cool stuff. Let's see where else we can take you, and I think we'll maybe head over to Iceland, if I can find it on my wonderful screens here, and some of them are smaller, so I have to make them big again, and we'll get at it. Let's go to Iceland from Hawaii to Iceland. Yay! There we go. We are in the city of Reykjavik, and of course we are at the Perlin Center, and we've got the beacon light on top with the blue and green lights there going around saying, "Don't fly into me, I'm here." And of course that is important because that regional airport is fairly close by. And let's back that up and see what kind of a day they had. Today is Saturday, so let's only go back 9 hours, and that should be good. And we can see what it looked like there. A beautiful day. Looks like very nice and scenic there in Reykjavik. And snow up on the mountains, snow on the roofs, snow on the ground. But hey, it is winter. What do you expect for Iceland? It is Iceland after all. So there we go. That is a pretty nice looking scene. And that is 20 minutes after 12 noon what we're looking at. So pretty awesome. I'm going to put that back to live. We'll go to the other view. And that is this one. And of course that looks pretty as well. And we will put that one back about 9 hours also, and we'll see what that looked like. And there you go. And very clear sky out there, pretty awesome. And that is also a very nice view, and you do see the snow and stuff. So yep, definitely a nice scene lit up by that sun. And of course, the sun being a little higher in the sky now again, not casting quite as long of shadows as it was about a couple of weeks ago. So looking forward to seeing improvements in the time as we move along in the calendar. It'll be better for them. And let's put that to here. And let's go about 9 hours on this one. This, of course, is Katla, and we get to see Katla today, and it looks pretty awesome as well. And no clouds. I love it. That is absolutely gorgeous. So if it stays cloud-free, you may be able to see some nice aurora tonight. So keep Talk's channel handy, Talk Air Iceland, and that would be pretty awesome to watch his aurora camera. Anyway, that is Katla, and lots of snow had built up over the last couple of weeks, and we can see that because we no longer see any of the rocks exposed that were there before. It's all white and very nice looking. So no eruption though, unfortunately, and that would be interesting to sounds like a seal. That's it's a hound dog. It's a hound dog. Let me see if I can see him. Yep, he's walking by on the sidewalk here. He's a hound dog. He's got a pretty neat bark. The lady that walks him, I've talked to her before, and he's got quite a unique bark. And yep, ain't nothing but a hound dog. Yeah, there you go. And he's a nice dog, really nice dog, good looking, very nice. But he's got a weird bark. No sound from Iceland. No, unfortunately, we have no sounds from Iceland. I don't think the snow makes any noises. He sounds like a seal. Yeah, actually, he does in a way. I do have to agree with that one, Piggy. 8 dogs mauled, what? Mauled a young woman to death in my hometown in Surrey 2 days ago. 8 dogs? Wow. That is not good. Oh boy, that is really sad, Alba. She was a dog walker. Holy mackerel. Must have been something weird. That is just a horrible story. Hopefully that won't happen again. Anyway, getting back to this, that is Katla, and it is quiet and under the ice. Let's take a look. We'll put that one back to live. That is the conditions there right now. And we will go to the other one. And of course, this is the one out on the Reykjanes Peninsula. And what you see lit up here is one of the geothermal plants that uses the steam geyser to generate electricity. You see a little bit of a glow back there, and that is from Reykjavik, from the capital city. And it being clear skies, you can even see a star up there, and another blinky light right there. And of course, the towers here, those are the Navy communication towers, and of course, the lights of Grindavik off in the distance. Let's back that up 9 hours as well, and that'll bring us to around noon. And we can take a look and see what it looked like there. And there it is. So steam geyser throwing out lots of steam right there. This one not so much. And of course there's another one over there that they tapped into. There's your power plant. And off in the distance you'll have Reykjavik, and of course Grindavik over here. So pretty cool, and hard to see those towers in the daylight because of the lights. The smoke is in the way, or the steam I should say. A bunch of cars parked down here, so people are using the trails and being active outside and enjoying some of the sunshine. Thank you for the 4-minute warning, Piggy, and that is awesome. And let's pop over, we'll put that back to live, and we'll make those smaller so my computer runs a little bit better. I notice if I do that, it works better. And we'll get over to the harmonic tremor chart. We're going to update that really quickly, and we'll get that out of the way before the break. And we'll get it refreshed. There we go. And as we can see, the trend is downward for the most part on all of them. And we do see some spikes in here indicating that we have had some quakes either in the area right in Fagradalfjall or very close to it. So we'll have to take a look on the earthquake map and see what's going on there. But downward trend, not showing any eruptions of any type, but that is all good. I'm late, Rosa, in mega active mode. Okay, Colin, no worries. Got to take care of the little fur buddy first. Anyway, we're going to take a look as we scroll through here. Real quick, a peek at what we're seeing in Grimsey, up on the other end of the island. and downward trend for Grimsey. So not much happening up there. And we'll keep going and take a look at the Grindavik. And its chart did a little bit different than what we've seen on Fragger This one actually went up a little bit. So kind of weird, and that's a little bit different. So I wonder what is going on. And things that make you go Let's take a look at the one for Krusevik and see. The one thing we don't see in here is all those spikes. So not that many quakes in this particular area. Let's slide down and take a look at Krusevik and see what that one looked like. And there is the Krusevik chart. We do see that is similar to a Fragger as far as that downward trend is concerned. But we do see some little spikes. So those quakes likely happened somewhere around Fragger since they're a little bigger on that chart. So very, very interesting to see. And I think we will leave that there. I'm going to put this back onto the Fragger one, and then it is break time. And what I will do is take a break. And after the break, we will come back and we will look at the earthquakes for Iceland. We have a few more than we did yesterday, which is a surprise, but wow, it's not a surprise. I mean, we only had, 15 yesterday, so anything would happen. Anyway, I'm your host, DrFox2000. You are watching VolcanoX live stream. If you're enjoying the show so far, please do hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Also, if you or you're sitting on the outside and you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing if you feel we've earned it. And of course, that is totally up to you. And on that friendly note, don't go away. More to come. I am going to go take a break. Here comes some music. Keep smiling. Play nice in the lava. And I'll be back in 5 or 6 or 7 minutes. Don't go away. Thanks. And there we go. I've got that microphone back on, and that is wonderful. And let's see. So Pepper likes getting his teeth clean, her teeth cleaned, huh? Wow. And thank you for the welcome backs from Scott and Colin and John and Kevin and Sue and Hermione and Fluffy. And sorry, Dr. Foxy, but we had to slow the lava trucks down on the last truckload. Send fog over. Okay, well, there is a fog coming. I know it's hard to. We're trying to get the smoke in there so people can't see. It's tough, Trevor. It's really tough. It doesn't work all the time. Apparently, there's this thing called wind, and that takes all our cover away, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to have you here. I'm your host, Dr. Fox2000. You're watching VolcanoX live stream, and we will continue on with what we've got going on, and we were going to have a look at the earthquakes happening in Iceland. So let's get to the map. And there it is, 43 earthquakes in the last 24 hours. Yesterday we only had about 15 or 14 of them, and this is a little bit better. So let's start down on the Reykjanes Peninsula, and this is where it gets kind of interesting. We do see that 2.54 out there. That seems to be the biggest one, and that is the one that is highlighted there. And you can see that, but not going to worry about him. Let's have a look and see what we've got going on, and we'll take a look at these ones offshore first. Top one here from 1400, a magnitude 1.92, 5.6 kilometers down for him. And then we've got a magnitude 1.96 from 1358, 5.3 kilometers down, and a magnitude 2.2 from 5.9 kilometers down, 1358 as well. And then this guy here is, come on, a move. Let's try that again. All right, a 0.53, 1.4 kilometers down from 1356, not too far away from our lighthouse and all that stuff. And here is the one from 1401. And that is 0.52 as well, 3.2 kilometers down for him. And if we look here, here's the lighthouse. And I'm not exactly sure where the camera is located, but we look in this general direction. Hang on. We look this way somehow. And that is, I think, the where the power plant is, if I'm not mistaken. But that looks pretty cool, something like that. I'm not exactly sure the 100% of the layout of the land, but that is where it is. And this guy here, 0.61, 5.2 kilometers down, 903 is when that one happened. And of course, if we look, there's our Keflavik Airport, Keflavik, Reykjanesbær, Jarvik, Grindavik down here. Those fancy towers we've seen, they're right there, the two naval radio towers. And of course, the Blue Lagoon is right in here, and the power plant over there. So pretty cool. And let's zoom back out a little bit. We don't see anything else in between here. But this outline here, of course, that is our Fagradalfjall area. And I am happy to see some quakes in Fagradalfjall. Yay! This is where Ragnar is, right here, and the Siggy Fisher is here. Let's start out with this guy up on the top. Magnitude 1.03, 5.9 kilometers down, 1525 was the time on it. This one is a 0.7, 5.9 kilometers down, 7:40 a.m. This 0.53, 5.6 kilometers down, 7:19 a.m. Then we've got a 0.86, 10.1 kilometers down from 2307 last night. And then this one here, 2308 last night, 0.4, 10.4 kilometers down for him. And a 0.82, 12.6 kilometers down from 3:45 a.m. So pretty awesome to see those, but they are very deep. which is okay, but nice to see that in this area. It tells us there is some activity, which is something we haven't seen for a while. So fingers crossed, hope there's more of it. And, it would be nice to see another little eruption there. Anyway, this is Krusvik over here, and that, of course, like I say, that's our Fragna area. This is the Krusvik area, and we have a 0.85 there, 4.8 kilometers down, 21:55 yesterday, and then we have a 1.17, 2.1 kilometers down from 10:42 today. So those two are there, and go sliding over a little bit more. Next one over, and this one is from 10:43 a.m., 0.72, 9.8 kilometers down for him. And we slide out a little bit more. We see a very small 0.1, 3.8 kilometers down, and that is from 1912 today. This one down here from 1619, a 0.2, 6.6 kilometers down. Then we've got a magnitude 1.1, 7.9 kilometers down, 1617. Then we'll go up here, 1.6, 5.7 kilometers down, 1847 today. And this one 0.4, 6.6 kilometers down, 1921. And his little friend, a 0.2, 5.1 kilometers down, and that is from 2016. Let's zoom back out. We'll grab this bigger one up here. That is from 1113, and that is a 2.54, and that is 2.7 kilometers down. And that's 13 minutes after 11. That's cool. This one, 1612, 0.7, 19.1 kilometers down. Very deep for that area. And let's take a look at these other ones. 0.98, 9.4 kilometers down, 1422. This one close to Hekla, and that's a 0.72, 9.2 kilometers down, 2319 yesterday. This one is from 7:06 a.m., 1.23, and 6.8 kilometers down for him. This is an older one from yesterday as well, 2317 was the time on it. Magnitude 2.27, 3.3 kilometers down, and a little bit of activity here at Katla. And this one is 1917 is the time, 1.3, and what was it? 5.2 kilometers down. Next one over, 1.06, 135 meters down. And 10:22 is the time on that. That may be ice moving or shifting. This one is a 0.92 in magnitude, 5 kilometers down at 10:08. Next one over is a 1.61, also a surface quake, 135 meters down, 10:36 a.m. So it could be ice movement as well. So that's what we've got on the bottom end. We're not seeing anything in the middle again. Still very, very quiet, and that is kind of odd. Welcome, MT Coalforge. Glad to have you on board. So nothing at Grimsvatn, nothing at Bardabunga, nothing at Ascha or Herdebreit. And we move up, we see a 0.8 here, and that is 2.5 kilometers down from 2028. And let's zoom in just a little bit, and we'll grab these as we go across here. 1.19, 10 kilometers down from 3:11 a.m. This one is 0.65, 10 kilometers down. 3:24 is the time on that guy. Next one over is 1.17, 10 kilometers down from 10:09 a.m. Then we've got this guy here, 0.9, 9.9 kilometers down, 22:33 yesterday. Then we've got this from 8:40 a.m., magnitude 0.88, also 10 kilometers down. And another one from yesterday, 23:11, from it's a 1.31 in magnitude, 10 kilometers down. We got two stacked up here. and this is 5.3 kilometers down, 8:11 a.m., and the other one is also 8:11, 1.32, 10 kilometers down for him, and one more to go, and that is a magnitude 1.21, 10 kilometers down, 1453. So that covers all of our quakes for Iceland, and we don't see any other ones. Like I say, it's a little odd not to see any activity in the middle here. That is really kind of weird. But you never know what could happen. But I'm actually very, very happy to see this activity here in Fjöll, because if we continue to see more activity there, the likelihood of it having another eruption is substantial. And of course, basically, you know, they had spoken about the whole Reykjanes Peninsula. You know, if we get activity starting, that you know, perhaps over the next 100 to 200 years, we'll see an increase in activity. And you know, when we look at stuff like Ragnar, when it went, the last time it had gone off, of course, was 800 years ago in that area. And then all of a sudden, you know, we had Ragnar, it stopped, and not even a year later, we had the Siggy Fisher open up and create another little volcano there. So definitely an active region. And if we see that, I like that. You know, it is in a very quiet place, not going to affect anyone and not hurting anyone. And if we have those types of volcanoes, that is pretty awesome and pretty cool, because it's basically touristy kind of volcanoes, and those are the best kind. Nobody gets hurt, and everything is cool and kosher. Anyway, let's leave that there, and let's go on to our next place of enjoyment. Let's go to the Azores, and we'll go there first and have a look and see what we've got going on. And then from there, maybe what we'll do is we'll pop over to Sicily and see what Mount Etna is doing. So in the Azores, not a heck of a lot of action going on there. I'm trying to find my screen for the Azores. There it is. Hard to see sometimes. Windows moved again. So anyway, we see some lights off in the distance. This, of course, the lights down on the bottom here are from the harbor, and they are reflecting in the water. So that's why they look so darn bright. And of course, this is a town. We are on the island of São Jorge in the Azores. The other island where the lights are off in the distance, that is 18 kilometers away, that is Pico Island. And it was a pretty rough day at sea there today. We have another shot, of course, of that little cove. And because we're before midnight, our carriage did not turn into a pumpkin yet. We were able to see the waves coming in, and lots of white water happening. So yeah, I wouldn't want to be out in a little boat today. You can see that it does look pretty rough there, and these are only, you know, a few shots here per second kind of thing. So it does show you, though, that it is pretty rough. You wouldn't want to be there. And let's go over and see what else we've got. And there we are on the map page, and we'll have a quick look here. So on the 14th, we've got 2 quakes indicated on São Jorge, or São Jorge, if you want to say it in Portuguese. A 1.7 from 1:19 a.m., and the other one is a 1.6 from 16:53. And of course, because this map is only for São Jorge, we do look at the other map, and that is this one. I'm going to refresh it so we can make sure we don't miss anything. And of course, I need to make it bigger, get rid of some of the ads. There we go. And yeah, I could have left it, but It doesn't show anything else. There's the 2, there's the 1.6 from 5 hours ago. It shows it was a surface quake, and the 1.7 also a surface quake, and yeah, what is it? 119 is the time on that one. Surprisingly, the other earthquake that we see today is, of course, on Pico Island, which we don't normally see an earthquake there, but it happens to be right beside a Pico volcano, which is a really kind of makes you go, huh, what's going on? Anyway, that is a 2.0, 16 hours ago. It was 5 kilometers down, and that is interesting for me anyway. I find it a little bit fascinating, since Pico Island is not the one that is kind of on the slate to erupt. We have St. George, and of course, if we zoom out a little bit more, the other one over here, Terceira. And if we zoom in, that is the other suspect that is yellow on the charts right now. So Terceira and St. George are the two culprits. Maybe we're going to end up seeing another one on our list. And if we see more quakes around here, we may see a third one go into a yellow mode for activity in the future. So that is pretty cool, pretty awesome, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'm zooming out a little bit so you can get a better idea of where we are. And there, basically the mid-Atlantic ridge going all the way down. And that is the East Azores fault. There's Portugal and Spain and Ireland and England, France, and all those wonderful countries, and Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, and then Florida down here, and all that nice stuff. So right in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean is where we are. So looks pretty cool. Let's leave that there. I'm going to put that back to its regular screen. And let us see if we can head over to the place that we don't have very good visibility today. And of course, that is over in our wonderful Sicily. And I'm trying to get the maps working here, or the other screens. And let's see if we can get on there. And while we're going over there, let's stop off at, I got on the wrong one. Let's stop off and just take a peek here for a second. That is Stromboli, and very little activity at Stromboli today. There you can see a little bit of fire. You can see a bunch of stars up in the sky. So they've got some good weather coming. The thermal is not showing a heck of a lot. We do see a little bit of a glow there, same as kind of what we're seeing there, just a tiny, tiny bit. Nothing fantastic. So that is what Stromboli is doing today. And let's see if we can get over to the other one here. And really no really good visibility shots there from our wonderful Etna. You can see just a little tiny bit of bacon on the hill. And of course, that is from the vent. That is at the 2,800 meter mark. Basically, we're still sitting at about midway on our range of eruptive scales there as far as seismic activity. Nothing really has changed. It's kind of steady as you go. And that is the way this volcano is playing it right now. And unfortunately, not doing a heck of a lot for us. So if we go back, though, in time, we can take a look at what it looked like during the day. Hopefully, there we go. And you can see this is the 2,800 meter mark up here. And we do still see a lot of smoke emanating right from the very top opening, the top vent. And not seeing too much from the southeast fissure. That may be the smoke that's out behind it here. because we can't see it from this angle. And unfortunately, there's really not a heck of a lot else that is going on. So that's what we got. 3-minute warning. Thank you, Piggy. And let's see if we got any better visibility for the other one. No, they're really pulled out with their zoom. I don't know what the heck they were trying to film with that. But maybe they're hoping to see some massive eruptions. I have no idea. They're looking for UFOs, perhaps. Something like that. Anyway, we'll leave that be. I'm going to put those back to a smaller screen, and we'll take off, and we'll go over to Fuego, and that is Fuego. And Fuego is sitting quiet right now at 4 p.m. And if we go back a little bit, we know there were all kinds of clouds in there earlier, and it's hit and miss trying to see this thing doing anything. And unfortunate, really is. But let's see. I'm just trying to see if we can find where we had something that we can actually see during the day. Some puffy clouds sitting on top of it. And there earlier, just a tiny little puff coming out of it. Very small. Not like what it normally does. This one's a little bigger. There we go. And it, I don't know, looks like a teddy bear. Okay, never mind. Just my imagination. It's okay. A little bit of ash coming out from that one, but again, these are not as big as what we had before. Don't like being stuck in here. Peeks over a sty door. Piggy, sorry that you're stuck in there. Yeah, I wish you could help you out somehow and let you get out of that darn place. Just wait till they get you locked up in the hospital. You'll get claustrophobia. And let's see if we can go back to the early morning hours and see a little bit of lava puffing out. And I know it's a break time. I just want to get this one shot here, and then we'll go take a break. That is the tiny little bit of lava. Break time. Thank you for that, Piggy. And I will do the break. And Piggy, thank you for the £2 super chat. That is awesome. I appreciate that very kindly. And I'll leave it there on that friendly note. That is a Fuego. We will come back after the break, and we will take a look at Popocatepetl, and we'll go from there. Actually, after the break, we won't go to Popocatepetl. We'll go to the bacon seeds, and then we'll go to Popocatepetl. And she wants to get someone. No, she's Hermione. She can't move very quickly. She's got to stay still. Doctor's orders. Rest. All right. On that note, I'm going to go take that break. Let's get you back over to Hawaii. Oh, maybe we won't get you to Hawaii. Maybe we have to leave you here. Let's see. I hate when we don't have good volcanoes to look at. What about if we leave you, we'll let you look at the Buffalo. How about that? Okay, we'll leave you there. They got something happening. Here comes some music. For those good guys who have not yet hit that like button, if you're enjoying the show, please give it a quick bump. And that would be awesome. We're trying to get over that 100 mark, of course. And also, if you have not yet subscribed, think about subscribing. That would be really, really awesome. On that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000 here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I'll be back in 5 or 6 or 7 minutes. Don't go away, and don't chase the buffalo. They're mean. They'll get you. I'll be back. go. I am back. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching a VolcanoX live stream. And of course, you can see what we've got there on the screen. It is a bunch of buffalo and Sasquatches wandering around Yellowstone National Park. Anyway, lots of steam vents happening there. The geysers are geysering. Welcome back, Dad. Why, thank you. And thank you for the welcome backs from Colin and Kevin. And I hear you from Sharon Stewart and, of course, Piggy. And Piggy, yeah, you're right. It is too cold for the mosquitoes. So they're all coming in your house. They want to keep warm, just like you do, and all good. Anyway, let's get over and do the bacon seeds, and that was what was on the agenda next. So we'll do that. And Sophie is here. Welcome. Glad to have you on board. Stream looks great. What in this weather? Yeah. Well, I'm happy to see the buffalo are out and about doing their thing, so all good. Anyway, over to bacon seeds. Let's see what we've got. And of course, as soon as it switches, we'll be able to see. Okay, this is the last one from yesterday, and of course, Piggy sent us some new ones, so we'll be looking at it. The beggars, what? No, I can move faster than... them, the devils. Okay, just careful. Don't move your hips too quick there, Piggy. That'll create some issues. Or you can't move faster than they can. Maybe that's why they're picking on you. Anyway, let's see what Piggy sent us. There she is. She's typing away and sending things. And here's our first one for today. And he's enjoying some sunshine. That is a wonderful. Nice to see a happy pig out and about doing good things in the grass, and pretty awesome. And a free pig, free spirit. On a bop patrol. Yep, I think so. And looking to see who we can snout bop. And here's our next one. Now, this picture is a little bit suspicious. I was looking at those trotters, and I don't quite get it. I think there's something wrong with this picture. Piggy, did you alter this picture in any way, shape, or form? This Piggy definitely looks... It's got a smirk on its face. Hey, Ellen, welcome. Glad to have you on board. Tell Piggy a comet cometh. A comet cometh. Okay, a comet cometh. That's interesting. And we'll see. I'm sure she would have read that. Who, me? No. No, I don't know. I'm looking at the trotters on this one, and I'm not getting it. It is strange. Green comet? A green comet. Anyway, that is quite a neat looking little smirk on this guy's face too. Fun though. Yep, it is. I really gotta wonder where they got those paws. If the pigs had paws like that, that would be a little bit different, I think. We'd be in trouble. Comet E3ZTF at the end of the month. We'll be able to see something in the sky. That'll be awesome. And welcome, James. Glad to have you on board. And here's our next two lovely piggies. Out in the wonderful clover fields and enjoying a romp and doing their things and trotting around doing a wonderful piggy things out there. And that is awesome. And let's get to our next bacon seed. Snuggle Buddies. Yep. a big open field and they have to be glued together. So, nice smirk. And looks like they are enjoying the clover field. And here's the next one, and this one is in a flower bush of some sort. I can't recognize those flowers, but that is already cool. Better with binoculars, or if you have a small telescope, Judy, you might be able to see it. That would be pretty awesome. It wasn't me. I was innocent. Yeah, okay, Mr. Irish Monk. Hey, what are you doing here? I thought you had a date. Get back to your date. And is the duck still in the oven? Oh, I hope you didn't burn it. Make sure your timer isn't is working correctly there. All around, Judy. Yeah. Anyway, cool. Nice looking bacon seed, enjoying some beautiful flowers. It was a date with the wine cellar. No, it was a date with Elena. And he had a duck in the oven. I hope he got it fixed up. Notice he's not saying anything. He's probably gone, oh no, the duck. Stood me up? What? Carbonized duck? Oh my God. That is too bad. That is very poor there, Irish Monk. Oh boy, and maybe she's still sleeping. Darn it. Okay, here's another couple of bacon seeds out romping out in the grass, enjoying themselves. And yep, they are having some fun in the sun. So very yeah, it happens. She's probably still sleeping there, Irish. I don't know what to say. Sorry, man. Anyway, let's get to our last bacon seed for today. We'll settle for a piggy. Okay, there you go. And the last one for today is this one. And it's just a little wee one that is smelling and sniffing and closing his eyes, going, that smells so nice outside. And that is our wonderful bacon seeds for today, you guys. Thank you, Piggy, for sending all of those in. Appreciate that. And a little fuzzy piggy. And appreciate that, Piggy, of course. And that's awesome, as usual. Thank you kindly. And we will get back to our volcanoes. So where are we going? We're going over to Popocatepetl. And let's get on to Popocatepetl and see what we can find. And let's get at it. There we go. Popocatepetl at 16:23 their time, Central Standard Time. And it is doing what it needs to do. It's been puffing a little bit all day long, and we see this at 15:54. Had a little bit more of a puff, but nothing really extravagant. No major lava outthrows, and it's been doing these little puffs all day long here. It's like a train just chugging along, going choo-woo, that kind of thing. So puffing away. And that's what we noticed. And even if we go back a little bit further, you know, it's doing the same kind of thing at 14:01. The train is, oh, what happened there? Oh, it went and took me all the way back. Oh, it took me way back. It took me back to 2:32 a.m. Maybe it's trying to tell me something. Let's see, did it pop at 2:30? Oh, maybe. Let's see what this was. This is at 1:42 we had a little bit going on. And again, still the same kind of little puffs, nothing too major. And I wonder why it took me all the way back. Maybe I dwelled too long on there. Let's see what it looked like in the early morning hours. Lots of nice stars in the background though, that's for sure. And if you're not seeing the stars and you have your device set to a 240p, you might want to increase the resolution slightly, at least a 480. All right, Colin? Then you can see the buffalo wandering around. That would be pretty cool. And let's see. Oh, here, this is one that we can see. We'll move it ahead a little bit, and just about 6:27, I believe. I had wrote down the time here at 8:36. I'll have to take a look at that. This one was a little bit more action at 6:26 this morning, and we seen quite a bit of billowing in that one, and a lot of ash, etc., coming out. So very cool looking, and definitely some dirty stuff coming out of there. And you can see it really kept on going for a bit. And that's right when it changed to a color, and that's pretty awesome. Nice to see that. So definitely some wonderful output, but no lava. And let's see, this next one here is again another one of these smaller puffs out of there, but still very early in the morning, 6:42 a.m. their time. Looked pretty cool. And let's see, why did I have, there, maybe this is the one that I wanted to go. Is that 8:30? No, this is 7:36. Let's see what this one looks like. This one was pretty awesome too, I think. A little heavier eruption this time around, as far as looking at the color of the material coming out, very dark again. And definitely throwing more of it out. And yep, nice to see it puffing like that. Maybe this is the one where 8:36. Where is 8:36? I had specifically written that time down. 8:36. No, maybe that was a different volcano. Oh no, it is. I wrote the time wrong. This one, it's 8:46. It was what it was supposed to be. You see this one puffing out. That is very, very heavy. You have her car there. She'll be back. There you go. Anyway, that was little heavier one at 8:48, 8:49. Looked like a mushroom cloud coming out of there. So that is a pretty awesome, and definitely a big shot going out. So yep, definitely puffing up there. Now, I find it interesting that, when we have these slower eruptions, it's not so imminent, but if you have some of these very fast ones, if they're going straight up and they continue to push upward, it's neat once it dies out, because what ends up happening is that material will all drop back down, straight back down if there's no wind. But a Popocatepetl being so tall, it has a tendency to drop right back. Well, it has a tendency to go into the wind because it's so far up. Right, here's another one at 10:07, and those plumes are very heavy, lots of ash in there. And I'm wondering if we're going to see more lava come from this thing eventually. I would really like to see lava more so than just ash. But hey, it is what it is. And let's just take a peek at the other view. This one, of course, showing us what it looked like there. Let's see, this was kind of nice from the early morning shot. Let's try going ahead 10 seconds at a time to get it to the right spot. Whoop, and that's a little too far. And I think they moved the camera a little bit. Yeah. And there you can see it billowing up and out. Of course, this is from the other angle, so they moved the camera there. So pretty awesome. A pink sky and a lot of ash. Very cool. Dr. Fox, who the doctor? What? Who the doctor? Oh, the doctor. Is it time? Is it time? It's time for me to take a break. And Judy M, welcome. Yep, it's time to take a break. So there we are. Let's see if our wonderful polishes snout ball. Yeah, okay. Let's go back here. It's safer. It's safer to play in the lava than have Piggy chase me. All right, we'll leave it in Hawaii for right now while I'm on my break. And after the break, we will take a look. Well, we already looked at Yellowstone. So what we can do is get right into the earthquakes and carry on from there. We don't need, well, we kind of peaked at Fuego already, so we're all good there. Anyway, for those good people who are here, if you have not yet hit that like button, please do consider hitting the like. Also, if you have not yet subscribed and you're sitting on the outside, you are more than welcome to hit that subscribe button if you feel we've earned it. And on that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000. I'll be back in 5 or 6 or 7 minutes after a little break to let my voice cool off and all those nice things. And I'll be back. Keep smiling. I'm going to put some wonderful music on for you. There we go. Puts my dating beard away. Uh-oh. Thank you, Irish Monk, for that wonderful super chat. Irish Monk. That is very kind of you, sir. And yeah, don't get anything in that beard because you don't want anything stuck in there. But thank you kindly for that wonderful 20 euro super chat there, Irish. We'll be back soon. Thanks. And darn it, we got clouds moving in. How about I put you back into where can I put you? Hey, what happened to my scenes here? Uh-oh. Something got mixed up. My scenes got mixed up. Oh no. Oh, hang on, they just fixed themselves. No, they didn't. How about, is this the right one? I got 2 7s now. How come I got 2 7s? Holy mackerel, I'm gonna have to redo everything. Okay, I'm trying. There we go. I'm gonna leave it here. And that's Yellowstone, of course. We'll be back. Somehow I messed my scene stuff up. Hopefully it'll be fixable. Anyway, I'll be back in a few minutes, you guys. Don't go away. Keep smiling, and I won't touch it because I'll get in trouble if I do. I'll be back. Thanks. we go. Microphone back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching. Welcome back, Sir Dr. Fox. You're watching VolcanoX live stream. Sorry, Piggy, I had to laugh at that. Oh, that's very funny. Thanks. And thank you, John, and of course, Piggy, and Sue, and Colin, and Hermione, and Fluffy, and all good, you guys. Thank you. And let's see. I'm 385.3 miles from Yellowstone as the crow flies. Okay, that is cool. Grenzed, welcome, and love hearing you chuckle again, Dr. Fox 2000. Thank you, Piggy. And yeah, a little bit once in a while doesn't hurt, that's for sure. Or does it? If you chuckle too much, the throat goes bad. So we got to be very careful. And yep, Grenzed, Kia ora, and glad to have you on board. Anyway, let's go over, have a look. I straightened my scenes out. I figured out what I did accidentally here. Somehow it duplicated two of them just in one quick mouse move. And not sure how I managed to do that, but I fixed it without any errors. So I'm all happy. Anyway, there we are on our earthquake map, and I'm not happy with this earthquake map because it's not showing another quake that we just had here near the Azores, and it should have shown up. It was the 4.2 or something like that. Anyway, let's start out here along the North American coast. I see a lot of new fresh quakes there along the San Andreas Fault, all little ones, which is really good. It means the plate is slipping along properly, and we're not going to see any big trend quakes. And we've got a fair amount in here, but not enough. Hopefully we'll see some pressure relief here as well with some new quakes for the Juan de Fuca subduction area. So that'll be pretty cool. And kind of this one off Santa Barbara Island area 2.5, little odd to see one that far out, but hey, it's there, why not? That's all cool. And Texas still has those happening there, and I'm not sure if that is caused by fracking. We'll worry about that later. We do see this one, 4.4 down in Nicaragua from 24 minutes after midnight, 60.6 kilometers down. There's a 4.5 in Colombia from 11:18, 148 kilometers down. A new one down here in Chile, 4.4, and that is 4:58 a.m., 47.9 kilometers down. Nothing new on the other faults. We do see a few here in Hawaii. I'm not going to spend too much time on those. We do see this one, 2.5, a little bit bigger, right near Kilauea, 7.4 kilometers below sea level, 5:08 a.m. Then we've got a 1.8 from 9:39, 2.2 clicks down, and this 1.8 from 8:22, 5.8 kilometers down. Just looking, these other ones, 2.2 for that guy from 9:05, 2.1 from 6:18, and just a few just to get samples here. 11:27 was the time on that one, 2.1, and the other one beside it, 2.0 from 33.3 kilometers down. They're all around that same depth. That one happened at 7:36. This one, 1.8 out here further towards the Luihi Seamound. No, actually that's out here, so a little bit out in the water area anyway. Nothing too major. Let's take a look down in New Zealand. I don't see anything new there. We do have this one, Fiji area, 4.4. And that was yesterday's at 1800, 529.5 kilometers down. Vanuatu had this 5.0 from 7:31 a.m., 10 kilometers down, so that one is there. Another aftershock where we had all these other ones, Timor-Leste area 4.6, and that was yesterday's at 22:10, 152.7 kilometers down. This one here, 4.5, yesterday's as well, 23:48, 90 kilometers down. And a new one, and that is just about under Ibu and Dakono volcanoes, and that is from 1515, and that is a 59.9 or 60 kilometers down roughly. And over here in Indonesia, right underneath Jakarta, a 4.8. And that was from 1332, 152 kilometers down for him. And we slide up a little bit more. We do see one in Taiwan, 4.3. These are all relatively small quakes, so I don't think too much damage is going to happen. Anyway, 12:40 is the time on that one, 179.7 kilometers down. This one here in the Mariana Islands, 4.9. And that is 9:53 a.m., 90 kilometers down. This one closer to Japan, 4.2, and that is from yesterday, 21:20. And we don't see anything going up to the Kamchatka Peninsula. We do see a couple little guys in the Aleutian Islands here. This one near Rat Island, 3.3. Yesterday's 22:15 was the time on it. We do have one up here in Mongolia, 4.5, and that was 39 minutes after midnight, and that is 10.1 kilometers down. And we do have an odd one down here, and this is kind of odd because that is the Pacific Ridge. No, hang on, sorry, not the Pacific. That's, where is that? A coast of South Africa. Yeah, 4.6. Yesterday's 21:26, 10 kilometers down. Really odd place to see a quake there. And looking at what we had here, and I don't think Piggy felt this one. This is on the other side of Crete. Piggy is over here in Kos. This one is 4.2 and was at 5:43 a.m. UTC. Or -7 UTC. So anyway, I'm not sure if that time is right, but that is what we see there. We don't see anything on the mid-Atlantic ridge, so we want to go to the other map here. This is what I was talking about. On the other map, we see this one from 1706 UTC, 33 kilometers down, 4.6 in magnitude. And that is very close to the Azores. And I'm surprised, well, Azores is right here. I'm surprised it didn't show up on the other map. Might have been resting. Okay, you didn't feel it, all right. And then we see this one, 3.4 in the Canary Islands. And that is interesting. And yeah, if we zoom in here a little bit to see, yeah, that's that one there, 4.4 from 12. It's yeah, 12:43 UTC is what they're saying it is. So that's interesting. And this one is yesterday's, and that 4.7. Don't know if you felt that one. There was another one out here. That okay, that was yesterday's at 1 a.m. UTC, and that was 7 kilometers down. That's a lot closer to you there, Piggy. So I don't know if you felt that one, but a little rumble. Anyway, there's another one up there, 3.0 Western Turkey. Hopefully not. So anyway, that's all good for there. Don't see anything else really major. We do have this one down here, also not showing on the other map, 4.9 Salt Sandwich Islands from yesterday. And interesting. And we do have another one there in South Africa, 3.0, according to this from yesterday as well. So that USGS map does not always show all of the quakes. And it's nice to be able to take a look. And look, here we even got one in Alberta. I didn't even know about this one from yesterday. 2.5. And there's where I am in Edmonton, and didn't feel that, that's for sure. 7 kilometers down yesterday at 12:28. So shaken, but I didn't feel it. And we see another one off the coast here at 3.4 yesterday's as well, 36 minutes after midnight. USGS just not cutting it, and that's what we've got. So let's pop over to our other good place, and that is, of course, the Canary Islands. We'll take a look at their map. Forterra here seems to have had that. That's that 3.4 that we've seen from 6:45 a.m. UTC. So that is, at least that one is on the map, 19 kilometers down, and that's what they're showing. Let's zoom in and see what we've got in La Palma, if anything. And no, nothing new. This one is from the 11th. So La Palma is quiet, and the new one is out here. Now this area, this is dangerous because this is the one that can create tsunamis. If we get landslides coming off of here, or this side, if that drops in, and this has dropped into the ocean before and done that and created a tsunami, but hopefully we won't see anything major happening there. And this guy over here, I don't know how big he is, 1.9, that's not going to matter. That's from 1551. So Grenzed, you have to be laying down quiet in bed in order to feel a magnitude 2.5 usually. Yeah, it's depending on the depth, of course. And we do see these other ones out here. They're from a few days ago, so not going to worry about those. Those, of course, are on the East Azores Ridge, and that is kind of going through that area, and that is pretty normal, I guess. So we'll leave it at that. Here's our sorry, not the earthquake map, the volcano map. I'm going to refresh that though, just to make sure we are up to date. And all kinds of advertisements. We've got couches, we've got foot medications, and all kinds of different things. It's amazing what they come up with, these ads. Pardon me. Anyway, there's our two. See, even on here they show that 4.6, and USGS doesn't have it. I'm surprised. Anyway, pretty normal there. Our two in the Azores. Michael volcano still down here at South Sandwich Islands, and I don't believe there's any changes in South America. No, normal. 7 Kaya, yep, these are all still good. And let's see, I think we're all good with those ones. Yep, Messiah, Miguel, yep. Fuego, and of course Popocatepetl doing its thing. Hawaii still has their two. We only have the 4 in the Aleutians, and we've got our stuff here in the Kamchatka Peninsula and the islands there. Nothing new. And pretty awesome new stuff here. Let's see, what do we got here? This is a new one, and I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this correct. Is it a Dieng volcano? A Dieng volcano? That is a new one that is on our list, and that is in Indonesia. And I do have some info on that one. We'll have to see if I can dig that up real quick. I did load it up. I don't know why we never got to it. I think it might have been, it might have been here. I think I may have skipped over Semaru because it was buffering on me. And yep, we did have some information. So Dieng volcano, and that is what we're seeing there. Status raised to a level 2, seismic unrest, and that volcano is 8,415 feet tall, 2,565 meters, and they show, okay, the elevated seismic activity has occurred beneath the volcano since 9th of January. This may hint magma at depth that is able to pressurize and fracture rocks, forming intrusions, allowing allowing it to rise further. And moreover, an increased amount of CO2 concentration has been registered since early January, as well as water and soil temperatures reaching 68 Celsius or 22, or that should be 68 Fahrenheit and 22 Celsius respectively. I don't know if because those are both weird numbers. Anyway, that is kind of what they're talking about. If we look at it, that is what it looks like. That's not that bad of a picture, and a little bit of smoke coming from it. Let's see. Oh no, that's a pretty picture, but not what we want to look at. I like that. A nice layering. That looks awesome. Yep. Anyway, yeah, looks like farms all the way around it. And it really does. There are farms right here. These are farms. This is crazy. There's houses and some kind of factory buildings. And right around the volcano. Holy mackerel. I don't know. That's crazy to be that close to a volcano. Anyway, let's go to the other one. Luol Atoll. This should be a Luol Atoll. That's a slightly different one again, and that one is doing some activity as well. This one is where the heck is it located? It's obviously in Indonesia, and Sundra Island, Lesser Sundra Island. Pardon me. And that is the shot of it. Oh, it's Luolatok. So yeah, Luolatok has been going for a while. They forgot the K on the end of it, and that's why I was confused. Somebody forgot to put the K in there. It's Luolatok, and we have been seeing that one. That one is pretty steady with a lot of SO2 gas. And here's some, a different scene. Where is this at? Oh, this is not the same volcano. This is a different volcano. That's not Luolatok. Anyway, we'll leave that be, but that is what we've got there. So, top of the hour. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate that. Let's, there's our Semaru, and that's why I wasn't reporting on it. You couldn't see a darn thing. Even if we went back, we couldn't see it. And it was buffering and stuff like that. So a bad day for Semaru. No, not going to work. I'm going to give up on it. And we'll leave that one be. I'm going to put you back to Hawaii. We can see it right now. I'm going to take a little bit of a break. And thanks, Tom, for throwing that in. Appreciate it. And we will go take a look at that and see what we can do. So for those who are here, if you have not yet hit the like button, please do consider doing that. And then after we get back from the break, we are going to be going through the SO2 and the weather map. So stay tuned. I'll throw some music back on for you, and I'll be back soon. Don't go away. And Ellen, you're gonna go make supper? That'll be nice. Send me some. I'll be back. Thanks. Okay, the microphone is on. Am I there? Let somebody let me know if we're back. We should be back in action here. So, oh, I got echoes. I'm on my. I got my phone going here. I'll turn that off. Okay, so let me know if you guys are seeing it, and we should be back. Yep, we hear you. Okay, cool. And I do apologize for that. That was not an intentional thing. All I did was move the mouse and it decided to stop. And boy, that drives me crazy. SO2, yep, that's what we've got on the screen right now. So looking at what we've got, we're going to carry on. I know the rest of it is kind of messed up. I don't know how many people are left. Oh, we've got 11, and now we got 13 back in here. All right, we'll keep going. Anyway, SO2 looks not bad for North America today. A lot better than what we've had in the past. So looking pretty good, but we do still see a lot of stuff coming across the big pond from the west. And hopefully they will take care of some of their issues there. And of course, looking at thank you for the welcome backs, by the way. Appreciate it. And thank you, Sue and John and Sharon Stewart saying, I hear you. DrFox2000. All right. Cool. And glad to be back. Anyway, we see Mexico still has that kind of a stagnant air sitting right on top of the area. And of course Popocatepetl, because it's been busy erupting a whole bunch more, is doing its thing. And we see the plumes coming into the Pacific from the other stuff, and of course the still stretched out from South America there, and that hasn't gone away yet. They haven't had rain there yet, so that's what we're waiting for, to wash that out of the sky. And of course, South America, you see most of it just kind of pluming back over into the Atlantic. And a lot more SO2 down in the Antarctic, as we can see, a lot of it because of the melting going on. And of course, I've mentioned that before. So pretty awesome. And here we can see White Owl Volcano continuing to off-gas, do its thing. Not so much there from the refineries, but we're seeing it come down because of the wind from Melbourne area is not that bad, but the coking plants of north of Sydney are still throwing in quite a bit of SO2. Tonga, we've got Tofua still throwing out its stuff. And Aoba here in Vanuatu is still working hard to throw its SO2 out, as well as Yasur, I should say, in I'll get it. Never mind. I'll get it. Vanuatu. There we go. They got it out of my mouth. Holy mackerel. Hard to talk sometimes. Anyway, looking at not so bad there in Papua New Guinea area. Luolatok is still making this plume here. And we are seeing more come from our wonderful Semeru, and possibly help from that new volcano, as well as Merapi. And then we also see the stuff coming from our wonderful city of Jakarta. And this one over here, the other two volcanoes, Kerinci and hang on, what was the other one that's over here? Boy, I forgot already. Anyway, they're working on it there, doing its thing. Not so bad from Ibu and Dakol. That probably will increase again. We'll see what happens. And looking at the Philippine area, still about the same. as what? Yeah, it's Marapi. Thanks, Sue. I was trying to think of what it was, and I'm going Marapi in my head. No, Marapi. There we go. Thanks, Sue. Glad you're thinking. My brain is trying to figure out why this thing crashed, right? So, by the way, it put a nice yellow line all the way around my whole thing here in this update. So, I have no idea what they're trying to do with trying to make Windows look better. And Suwanoshi Ajima, a little pickup there, and a lot more from Sakurajima, messing up Japan a little bit as far as that is concerned. And doesn't look like as much coming from our wonderful Kamchatka Peninsula today. So that is all right. And we see, the air circulation here in South Africa is doing them bad because it's not going out into the Indian Ocean or into the Atlantic too much. It's sitting on land and spinning around, so that SO2 making it harder for people to breathe down there. And then, of course, there in Dominican Republic. No, hang on, not Dominican Republic. How about Dominican Republic of Congo? Democratic Republic of Congo. There we go. I'm all messed up now. Look at that. I have to reboot me now, too. Otherwise, I'm not going to work. Oh, having a rough day, guys. It's Saturday. It's supposed to be a relaxing day. Anyway, we see the oil refineries are continuing to throw out their emissions as well. Very little coming from our wonderful Stromboli and Etna. So that has cleared out quite a bit, and that is all right. And pretty clean looking in most of Europe. It's amazing. I get my voice back and my brain doesn't work anymore. How's that work, eh? Anyway, let's go have a look at the weather, and we'll see if that is updated. I don't need to update it. It did that all by itself and refreshed. So let's have a look at northern portions of the continent. First, we see a very cold up in the north. I mean, that is bitterly cold up there. We know it's winter time. And we see that warm air has actually penetrated into British Columbia and coming into Alberta somewhat too. And apparently we had ice rain this morning. Are we really nobody chatting? Or is that broken too? Somebody typed something in there, so I know that chat is still working, because when I don't see the chat moving, I'm thinking it's broken. Okay, there you go, LOL. All right, that is working. All right. I thought, what's going on here? It's not moving. Nobody's chatting. They're all paying attention. It's much cleaner. Yep. And we are seeing about -8 there for us. Wonderful 11 or 12 there in Vancouver. That's not bad. Bob's probably got... he's probably suntanning on the beach there somewhere at, 9 or 10 degrees. It's working. Excellent. Thank you. And we see northern Manitoba and northern Ontario very cold still. And looks like not that warm. We got about -7 in Toronto. And down near Detroit there, about a -2, -3. Watching a football game, and you at the same time. Wow, you are very talented there, Tom. -6 in Montreal, -8 in Quebec, and now we're looking at New Brunswick, seeing a -10 up in the top end, and a -2 or 3 in the bottom end. And let's see, Halifax are coming in about 3 degrees. Not broken, and Sue is bringing up Cole Harbor at -1 degree and 13 kilometers an hour. Wind, that's not bad. I need a carrot too, please. And looks like they've got some tropical temperatures out here on the end of Newfoundland. but the other end looks horrible. And up in Labrador, minus 31, 32 in some spots. Not very good for those guys. Let's go over to the west coast again. Portland coming in at about 11. We see that low off the coast here, probably getting rained out. And we are seeing about 13 there in San Jose, about 10 in Los Angeles, a little colder. We see that cold snuck down past everything. And a freezing rain tonight for and tomorrow. Death Valley coming in at 16, 17 maybe? 13, okay, we'll take that. Mexicali at 17, and Phoenix at 19 or 20 degrees, nice there, a little bit warmer, and Tucson at 22. Very nice. Albuquerque made it up to 13 today, a lot better. And looking at San Antonio, they've got about 18. Austin at about 16, that's a lot better. And 16 there in Houston. Dallas coming in at about 15. Oklahoma made it up to about 13. So a little bit better for those guys. New Orleans a little cooler at 10 or 11. Mobile, Alabama about the same, 10 or 11 or 12. A little colder there in Jacksonville, Florida at 7 degrees. Florida in general not that warm because that cold is pushing down from the north. And Atlanta only at 2 or 3, and that's not so nice. Charlotte 4, and Raleigh here at 5 for Grandma B, and that is kind of cool. And as soon as we get up north of that, we are even colder. Philadelphia -1, and seeing a -1 in Boston, and a 0 in New York, -1. Boston as a 0 there, so a pretty not so nice. Quick peek at Cancun, not a good vacation spot, only 21. I don't think you'll be out on the beach too suntan too much. Go to Acapulco, it's warmer. And they did warm up in Mexico City at 19 to 21 degrees. We do see the entire coast here, and the Baja did warm up a bunch. Mazatlan up at 22 as well, so a lot better. And looking at what we've got here in the good 30 degree 32s up in Venezuela and Colombia, getting some of those temperatures as well. Same thing with Peru, and even in Colombia, or Ecuador I should say, and of course the rainforest. Now these are late afternoon temperatures, early evening temperatures compared to our regular streams, which are usually 3 hours later. So this is really nice for them. Rio de Janeiro about 26 right now, and quite warm there in Argentina, looking at 31, 33 in some spots. Wow, and that is pretty awesome. Buenos Aires coming in at 28, and we see there in Uruguay 28, 27, out in the coast a little bit cooler, but not bad temperatures. Same thing with Paraguay, some 27, 28 down to about 23 in the colder spots. Most of the heat all the way down to the bottom end, well, I don't know, 13, 14, that's still fairly comfortable. But chilly, of course, a little bit chillier in the mountains. Sliding over, taking a look at what we've got here. And that is, of course, New Zealand. They've got nicer temperatures today. Christchurch coming in at about 20, and we got about 16, 17 there in Wellington, and a little bit cool in the interior here, but Auckland about 20 degrees, and Granzed's house probably about the same, 20 degrees thereabouts, so not bad. Looks a little cooler there in Tasmania today, not as red hot as it was yesterday, only about 16, 17 in Hobart. And our wonderful friend Leo is probably enjoying a cooler day today as 1920 there in Melbourne. And Adelaide coming in at about 18 right now. Sydney is a little warmer at 25. Brisbane sitting at 25 as well. Home of Oz. And of course we've got Perth there at 19, a little bit on the cold side. And our warm stuff really not as warm as it was yesterday. We're not seeing those 40-degree temperatures. That seems to have moved off. Fiji still at 28. Same thing with New Caledonia, about the same temperatures as yesterday. A little cooler there in Papua New Guinea as well, as we see nothing up in the 30s. So a couple spots just hitting 30. A little easier for them right now, mind you. This would be very early in the morning for them, so give them time, give them another couple of hours to heat up, and we'll see some temperature rise, and that'll definitely be something that is going to happen there, very prominent. Bangkok coming in at about 24 degrees, thank you, Sue. And take a drink. Yeah, I'm going to have to, otherwise I'm going to cough again. That's a nice vintage. Yep. Okay, Manila coming in about 24 degrees. We see those mixed temperatures in Taiwan again. Some cold, some warm. Still not too bad in the southern end of Japan, but looks like the cold is pushing back down in. And we didn't see too much of that yesterday. Look at this, minus 14 up in the top end. So big change from yesterday. We see that Arctic air really pushing out here. Look at that, minus 30, 31 out there. Oh boy. And Kamchatka Peninsula still holding a little bit warmer than the other areas. So not too bad. A little cooler in Sri Lanka today. And tonight, I guess it's nighttime there. Delhi only at 7 degrees right now. Oh boy, very cold for them. And late evening there in South Africa, 19 in Cape Town. Looking at our central region, still holding a lot of nice heat, which is really good. Looking at UAE, they are still not that warm, still just below that 20-degree mark, and then Oman is still a little bit cooler than that. Same thing with most of Yemen, and Saudi Arabia at 2021 on the bottom end, and of course you get up in the top end, we're down to single digits. Cairo coming in 11 right now, and not bad looking though for the most part. And looking over at the other end of Turkey, very cold. And of course we get over to Piggy's place, and Piggy's temperatures are going to be somewhere around 12 or 13 degrees, I think. And maybe somewhere thereabouts 11 degrees. Okay, thanks, Sue. That is awesome. Crete, whoa, down to 4, 5, 2 in some spots. Mind you, that's at the higher elevations. The southern coastal staying a little bit warmer. And getting over to Sicily, we see the areas around the edges aren't bad, but Radanzo, where Yvonne was staying, is, 7 degrees Celsius right now. That's not that bad. Could be colder, but it should be warmer there right now. Naples coming in at 8, Rome only at 5, Burr. And let's see, what do we got? Milano coming in at 4. Spain fairly cool all the way through, nothing really warm there. Portugal a little bit warmer on the coastline, but Cool on the interiors. France, bottom end of France, looking pretty cool as well. Then they've got that warm streak going through here that's going all the way into Germany, which is really nice. And looks like very windy areas right now from the most part. We got about 7 there in Munich, Frankfurt coming in at about 9, Cologne at 10, Berlin at 8, Hamburg at 8, Amsterdam made it to 8, and Brussels at 8 as well. So Luxembourg probably about half of it at 7 and the other half at 10. And not too bad. London coming in at 6, and no warmer temperatures there, unfortunately. And looking over here, 4 or 5 degrees in a very windy Doolin area, and Dublin only at 2. Brr. And up here, Aberdeen, Scotland, is 4 right now, and we see Glasgow at about 4 as well. Looking at Oslo, 0, Stockholm at 3, St. Petersburg at 2 degrees, and if we go over to Moscow, we see a -3. And here we go to a very cold snow on the way, Dr. Fox. I don't know. We'll find out in a minute. Let's see what Iceland is. Reykjavik, very cold today. And Reykjavik is what temperature? Brr. It looks like about -12 or -11. Yep, very cold there. So bundle up if you're in Iceland. It's really cold and icy. Look at this, -23 out here in the ice fields. You'll definitely need to dress warm and watch out for the polar bears, and they're coming. And let's put it down to precipitation, and we'll see where the precipitation, wrong button. And give me a half a sec. I gotta blow my nose for a second. Don't go away. I really didn't want to leave the microphone on for that, you know. Anyway, there we go. Looking at what we've got. This morning we did have some ice rain here, and it looks like we may be getting some more of that. But looks like a lot of the western coast is getting some rain. Western United States especially, and down Los Angeles area looks like they may get drenched. And they do need the water, but I'm surprised they're getting it all at once. And it's just been raining and raining and raining there, so hopefully it'll be okay. Hey, Tetra, welcome. Glad to have you on board here. And looks like snow up in the northern areas. Hopefully no more ice rain for us. But it is the weekend, so that should be not so bad. Looks like some ice rain in Saskatchewan and Manitoba as well, but northern Saskatchewan and Manitoba are going to get some snow, a little bit in northern Ontario. I'm not seeing too much snow here in the Great Lakes regions. Nothing, looks like no precipitation in most of the eastern US, maybe some a little of snowflakes, but we see these systems off the coast, and that is pretty nasty. And Sue was saying she's got some ice rain coming. I can see that right there as that low circulates and brings that water down from the north. And I'm not sure if this is going to move away from the coast or if it's going to go straight up. Definitely a bad situation for Nova Scotia, as not Nova Scotia, well, Nova Scotia getting ice rain, but bad for Newfoundland there. They look like they're in the middle of it. And rain in the rainforests of the Amazon, to be expected. Looks like most of Argentina and Paraguay and bottom end of Brazil here and Uruguay are dry, but that's okay and not so bad there. And look, hardly any rain there in New Zealand for today, and that is excellent. So that's a little bit of a break, a little bit of a cold air being blown up by that low on the bottom here, and there's a high sitting here, so hopefully that'll bring some heat back in and keep them a little bit warmer in Tasmania. Spotted showers in southern Australia. Northern portions, they are still getting some rain. That low still sitting in here, so that is okay. And we see these storms out here, Vanuatu area, and those poor guys. It is a rainy season, so they're still getting it. And there you go, Indonesia, pretty much all of them getting nailed, and Philippines getting rained upon. Some fog there in Thailand and those areas. And more stuff coming here. We see Korea, South Korea getting nailed with rain and snow. We do have some rain in various parts of Japan as well. Northern parts getting it worse than the southern end. And Kamchatka Peninsula looks like a place you don't want to be for a while, so stay away from it. Looking at Madagascar and through the Indian Ocean, some stormy activity there. And of course, South Africa or central regions, it is the rainy season to be expected. And looking at what we've got, Piggy might be getting more rain. And there we go. And we see that. And of course, looks like Cyprus over here getting rain. Crete looks dry today. Here's that big storm. Don't know where that's going to end up going. And Sicily, just a little bit of rain. And Italy doing pretty good. Spain, good for the most part, except for that northern end. The same with Portugal. And let's see what we got here. France, oh boy, this is where they're getting flooded out. And yep, lots and lots and lots of rain. Even though it's warmer, we know that warm air is coming through there, but it is going to pour for those poor people, and that is going to create some flooding. And let's see, that goes all the way over across Germany and all the way into Denmark and into Sweden and Norway. So Norway is going to end up getting a snow. Sweden, snow, wow, and really a mess up top. And looking at more Irish Monkland is going to get snow and thunderstorms at the same time. And looks like Wales got some rain and snow. Scotland getting nailed with all kinds of different mix of weather. And looking at Iceland, actually it's too cold there to snow. Actually, they are getting a little bit of snow in the eastern and northern areas, not so bad. And of course, Greenland getting attacked by that low there. So that is not so good. Okay, let's pop over to our temperatures. We'll find our lowest temperatures on the planet, and we'll see what we've got. And oh, I already found a minus 40. And let's see, can we find a minus 41? Oh yeah, minus 41 South Pole area. Looks like that is our low for today. Down there, minus 41 in Antarctica, and I will live with that. And let's go to we'll check Greenland next and see how balmy and warm it is. Minus 47, 48. Let's see what else we can find there. Minus 48, 49. We see the minus 49. let's see, do we hear a 50? Minus a 48, 47, 48. Where did my 49 go? I was in here somewhere. Minus 48. I want to find a minus a 50. Oh, there's a 49 in here. Well, I'll live with a minus a 49. Let's see what I can find in the Canadian Arctic. And let's see what we got. Whoa, a minus 51 already there. 52, 53. That is a pretty chilly. What else we got? Whoop. Don't mark things. Minus 53 so far. And oh, I seen a minus 55 here. There's a minus 56 I seen as well. And let's just zoom in a little bit on that area. Minus 56. Where'd you go? Well, I did see minus 56 on there, so I don't know where the heck it took off to. All right, it ran away from me. What if we zoom in a little bit more? Go slower. It's minus 53. 2, 3, 4. We had a 4 in there. I did see minus 56, so I think that would be a pretty darn close. What about over here? Anything colder? No. Warmer, 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 warmer. Okay, and what about there? Nothing. These guys are tropical almost compared to that, a minus 56. So, well, I'm going to say a minus 56 for there because I did see it in here. And we'll stick with that wherever it went. Hard to find when you go zipping over top of them and then you can only see it once. Where is there's a 54. I zoom in right there. I did have minus a 56, so I just seen a 55. It keeps moving, darn it. Well, I'm going to call it a minus 56 anyway. That's what I seen there, so we'll leave it as that. And we will find our other one in the cold Siberia. That should be pretty easy. Very cold temps. Doesn't matter where you point it, you're going to find a cold. And that is horribly cold there. Minus 55 already. Let's see, 56, 57. And what do we got? 57 minus 56, 57. That is cold. Oh, there's a minus 58 and 59. Do we hear 60? No, not seeing it right in there. Let's check other places. And they got very cold areas. This, whoa, there's a minus 60. Okay, oh, minus 62. That is pretty darn cold. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with minus 62 for what I see here, unless there's something colder somewhere. But I will be happy with that. Wow, I'm not happy with that kind of temperature. I wouldn't want to be in there. That is for sure. But minus 62. So that's it. That's what I've got. And we'll leave it as that. And I don't know what Sue got. Oh, there's what Sue got. All right, we matched in Antarctica. We matched in Greenland. You are 1 degree colder in the Canadian Arctic. And I found a minus 62. You found minus 63. Sue, you win by 2 degrees, I think. Yep. There you go. And congratulations, Sue. Start your bombing run right away before they freeze, while they still have daylight. Oh, hang on, it's dark up there anyway. Careful with those nighttime drops. You don't want to drop it on top of the those guys. They can't see too well at night, and it is what it is. That's something, you know, you don't even consider sometimes when if you are in a light zone. They have night up there for a long time. Pretty close. Call it a tie. Well, it's close. It's close. George Couteau, welcome, and you're coming in at the tail end of our wonderful show. And I'm wondering if I still have anything left. Oh, hang on. How come my screen is all messed up here? Where is my Hawaii stuff? And why is... Uh-oh, I'm missing some scenes. They stole a scene 7 from me when I rebooted. How did that happen? Oh boy, I'm gonna have to redo this whole thing again and start anew, I think, and try to rebuild what we had. But I gotta see if I can find Hawaii, because it's no longer where it's supposed to be. And let's see if we can... okay, is 1 still there? Yeah, 1 is still in the correct place. Scene 2 still in the correct place. 3 still is right. 4 is what we're on. 5 is right. And yeah, 6 and 7 are gone, as they stole my 6 and 7 when I rebooted. Darn it! I'm gonna have to reboot again, and we'll see if we can fix this up. And maybe give me a second here. I'm going to try to get my Hawaii back on and find out where Hawaii went first off, and bring it up on my screen. Holy mackerel, where is Hawaii? They stole it off of there too. Nope, nope. Oh, this one. Yep, let's begin there. And let's go to this one. Alright. Put that dot there and see if I win. Success. Alright. Let's go to Kilauea and see if we can put that on somewhere. And get my workspace split and see what we can do here. So yep, I completely wrecked my whole stuff here, so I got a whole bunch of work to do before tomorrow to get it back up and running, and we'll see what we can do. But we'll make it happen. It's okay, you guys, and it happens. And unfortunately, it really buggers things up, but we'll get it going. So fear not, Anyway, I'm going to get Hawaii back on here, and I will also get some music back on for us as we wrap it up. I have my emojis stolen. Alba Girl, you should have your emojis. What do you mean they're stolen? Oh boy, you might have to reboot as well. There's Kilauea's a wonderful crater. We got that back, and let's see if we can get some music back on here as well. Windows, accessories, and where is it? A media player. Make that smaller, put that up there, and play. Oh, that doesn't want to play. All right, something didn't work. Let's try that. Untitled playlist? No, how about this playlist? Oh, great. That's not playing. Fancy schmancy that. I guess we don't get music. For some reason. I may have to reboot again anyway. We'll see what happens. I wonder if let me try that again. Windows Media Player. Gone rebooted already? Yeah. I think the hammer might work better sometimes. Okay, and there. Ah! I got my music working after the second try. Okay, that'll work, so I will do that as soon as we finish up here. Anyway, we'll end the stream with looking at this. And thank you everyone for being here. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. For those good people who are here, if you haven't hit that like button yet, if you can help us out, we obviously want to try to push it up to 100 if we can. So I know we had some issues, but if you can hit the like button would be great. And for those who haven't subscribed, and you are sticking with us, by all means do hit that subscribe button, would be excellent as well. A big thank you to Piggy for her 2 super chats, and Irish Monk for his wonderful super chat. Thank you very kindly for that support. And also thank you all for being here. Really I do appreciate it, and thanks for bearing with the pains of having to reboot. And hopefully we can get things going here again, and do it properly for tomorrow. So keep smiling, be good, be kind, take care of yourselves, and please, most of all, please make sure you tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. We'll see everyone tomorrow, and take care, and oink oink. And by the way, thank you moderators, to Arizona Snowman, Piggy, C&D Boy, and Joseph was in as well, Gary, 24/7 Lives, AZ Skies, and Lucas also. Thanks guys, appreciate the support. And thank you all for being here. Good night, and oink oink.